Hi, welcome back. This is another tutorial of mine, a stream I recorded it with me and Sawchuk. I decided to present this as a tutorial because I learned quite a lot playing with them. So starting off, Sawchuk is going to be the spy. He's going to be the guy in the white coat. We're playing the balcony level. First thing I want you to notice in the white coat is he swoops up behind and plants the bug right away on the bug ambassador, but I miss it because of the plant there. I think that was a good ploy to come in quickly and do that. He stands at the balcony, then he enters a circle here in a second. Um, he is fulfilling one of his objectives. I think he's doing flirtation here. He doesn't actually do a banana bread. I think he's flirting with the person in the blue dress. Here in a second, he walks back off to the balcony. Then he comes back. He looked at his watch, but he was just looking at it. Comes over here, walks back, flirts with her again, and then I think he wins. I think it's about 30 seconds he goes straight into win. He called this cheap. I didn't really call it a cheap win. Balcony is hard, I think, for both sides. I think particularly the spy can get away with a lot of stuff, but given all the same circumstances, the sniper you could never pull anything on the sniper. I actually really like that map. I find that map kind of intense. We kind of do 2-on-2, so next up I will be the sniper again. Let's wait for a second. I do actually really enjoy the balcony. I think it's definitely an intense match. Coming up here, we're going to be playing another one. The ballroom, and he's going to be the guy in the yellow blazer. It's like the yellow one with the little checkers or whatever you want to call it. Maybe he's a straight up yellow. No, he's the guy in the yellow jacket, yeah. The guy at the bolt head. Alright, so the first thing I do notice though well, I don't notice, but I noticed later, was he grabs a book and I didn't mark it. It's a bad habit. You gotta mark a book. See this guy right there in the yellow. The yellow with the bolt head. Obviously not the double agent. He has the book in his hand. I never marked it once. Okay. He walks over, looks at the window. He does a banana bread here. Got right here. And then another thing, his arm's not moving because it was a good banana bread, so there's really no way for me to notice who it was. If anything, it just throws me off. He then transfers a book to the other bookcase, fulfilling that objective. He enters and exits a few circles. I'm not sure if he's flirting or not. I usually look out for those. When I have a suspect, I kind of try to identify if they have a flirting person who they're particularly trying to follow. He ends up winning this match, and you'll see why. He actually does it pretty good. The fake BB really throws people off if you can pull it off well. And he pulled it off particularly well here. Not only did he pull it off when he was in a crowd and other people were moving their hands, he also got a good one. So it kind of makes me suspect everyone else but him. If you look at the bottom where I highlight people, I didn't even highlight him. I haven't even highlighted anyone because it was plainly obvious to me that the BB was just good. Like he got away with it. I could sit there and highlight every person who was in a conversation, but most people were in a conversation that time. I also learned a lesson playing some of these matches that when someone BBs and you're not really sure who BB'd in a conversation, low light people not in a circle. If you low light people who aren't in a circle, they can't BB. So you know it wasn't them. So here he banana breads again, and it throws me off even more because he quickly and immediately turns to the statue behind him to fulfill his last objective. There he goes, turns around, grabs his objective. I kind of noticed that, and I think I mark him because of it. Or maybe I don't. No, I don't mark him because I thought in my head that if he would have moved that quick, he would have coughed. I was thinking too much into it. So I highlight 3 of the people, and that's it. He beats me again 2 times in a row. Sawchuk is definitely one of the best players out there, actually, in my opinion. He has a very keen eye, and I actually like playing with him a lot because he trumps me when I play Spy. I actually think I feel like I'm okay when I play sniper with him, but I'm pretty terrible at the game right now anyways. Alright, coming up this time is I'm going to be the spy. I apologize, I'm chatting with them at the same time, and I think that kind of slows the game out. I'm also looking at the timeline. Always check your timelines. I recommend always check your timelines. Match them up to what happened in the game. See what was going on. Very important. I see a lot of things that I did wrong just looking at the timeline. I learned a lot from the timeline. I kind of hope Checkers doesn't implement a replay, because I feel like part of it is recalling what happened. I mean, of course we can always record it like this. Alright, I'm playing 4 missions, getting a little cocky. I love challenges. I love getting killed. I learn a lot. One thing I hate is when you start a character with a drink. Right away you gotta finish it. Some things I really love to do when I start a game is go for a book or statue. I mean, nothing confuses anyone more. I try to get in before anyone has a chance to memorize what's going on or get a thing up. This is actually really funny. Good lesson here about AI behavior. By the way, I didn't swap the statue. There wasn't enough distractions around. I mean, there has to be a good amount of distractions or stuff going on, and the laser just has to be in the right point to pull off a swap. I think swaps are one of the hardest, and therefore, especially for more advanced players who watch this out. Funny thing is here, apparently I picked up way too quick. He immediately comes over and pops me right in the head before I even have a chance to do anything. Pretty sure he did. There he is. And I asked him what I do, and he said I picked up book too fast. Alright. Because I hadn't done anything yet. I hadn't gotten a microfilm, haven't swapped anything yet, and bang. He highlighted me though when I did the statue, so he probably saw me pick the statue up, and then immediately he decided to go from there. Sorry, I say a lot. Alright, next missions. Again, do 4, do in the ballroom again. Again, a lot to take in right away when someone comes in, so my first thing is to grab a book or grab the microfilm out and then quickly blend into the crowd and try to get that book to the other side. And I think that's the first thing I do here. Oh, I don't know if you know, I actually really like fake BBs. That's something I do in here too. That's something I do too often, and it really gets me killed, because I'll do a fake BB, and then I'll get highlighted by everyone, and then I'll decide to go and do something. If you do a fake good BB, that's a great cover to immediately rip yourself away from the crowd and do something. Or at least so far, it has proven to be useful. If you don't do a good fake BB, then you're just you're setting yourself up to be one of the people who's watching a little bit more carefully. So here I do a fake banana bread. And then, I don't think fake banana breads are noobish or not noobish. I think that when you utilize them and how you utilize them more. And I think I utilize them more in the noobish way. The thing that killed me here, though, was the bug. I mean, the fake BB definitely tips me off, and then he sees the bug because he highlighted me after the fake BB. Fake BB being the banana bread. So I think, honestly, a good lesson there is that utilize fake BB when you need to throw off a trail. Don't be using it just for the fun of it, and especially don't do it and then do something right in front of the sniper. I do find planting bug right in front of the sniper, though, a lot of cases they miss because you're looking into the back of the room a lot of times. But you grab their attention in the foreground like I did, and it doesn't really help, does it? Alright, so next one I'm playing the sniper. I got these notes here because I don't remember half the things that's going on. Alright, let me see here. So I'm the sniper here. Oh, this is a very interesting round. I found what I did very lucky. He doesn't really call it lucky. I think it was lucky because when you're playing the sniper period, and when you're playing the spy, a lot of it has to do with luck because it's about who's looking where at what time. And you can't really do anything about that sometimes. Where someone's going to look is where they're going to look. Sometimes you can do things to cause people's attention to move in a certain direction, but sometimes that doesn't even work. Even if you do a fake BB, they may not be looking at people who are obviously talking. You may not get their attention. I really like this map for snipers because you get a circle around. And I honestly think that's what makes me lucky in this map is you can see a lot. You can just circle. First thing I do is memorize statues. This map seems to always use the same statue for all three of them, but don't rely on that because that's not always true. I've seen plenty of maps where too, like it doesn't do that. So anyways, I swing around, I check out the statues. Statues are always my first interest because I think if I try to get people in the beginning with statues, other people are going to zip right in and do statues. So I look around for a bit. First thing that catches my eyes, I'm looking at the conversations and the ambassadors. I notice two people at the statue. That makes me nervous because two people mean there's two people I have to worry about at a time. That's exactly what I would do too. I would never do it just by myself. I wouldn't say never. So I turn around and all the statues are the same. But then I see this blue guy doing it. And then I heard a banana bread at the same time. I automatically know anyone at the statue didn't do a BB. So when I go back and look over there, I see that the statue has changed. And then therefore I know that the last person who touched that statue is the one who did it, which was her. Bam. And that's the dead giveaway. They did a good BB, a good statue swap, and the statue got swapped by an NPC, but he didn't wait until the swap. So when he did a banana bread, it was a dead giveaway because you can't do a banana bread unless you're in a conversation circle. So that guy in the blue obviously didn't switch the statue. So when I looked back and saw the statue switched, I knew the blue person switched it, but it wasn't because of him. It was because of the girl. Again, I think that was luck because everything kind of came together. Someone makes a mistake, and that's generally how someone gets caught. I do think, though, that's a good method to think about. Think about when someone does that stuff, a way to combat it is to try to do your best to remember who touched it last and the circumstances in which they switched and things that are going on in the game. Next up, I'm the sniper again. This is my last sniper round, and I play 2 spies, and then we're done. If you're still with me in this point of the video, well, that's good. Nowadays people on the internet don't really last long. More than 5-minute videos, I know I don't. Alright, on the 6th one, we're looking at the guy in the red blazer. He's the guy that's over there by the bookshelf. He was, now he's heading to the statues. First thing I do is memorize the statue. This is something I'm really slow at this time when I recorded this video, so people get things by. He does a statue swap, but I don't see it because I was just flummoxed trying to memorize them in the first place. He actually, in between moving from that statue and the other statue, he did plant a bug too. When I found out in the timeline, he actually just smoothly went by and touched the bug. It was really interesting. I'm pretty sure it was him though, so I wait for a confirmation. The statue swap is actually what throws him under the bus because even though I didn't see him do the statue swap, I memorized the statues. So that's why it's always helpful. So I'm pretty sure it's him. And sometimes I like to mess with people by keeping my crosshair over them. I don't know why I do it. I think I'm just being rude. But sometimes I think also that people will do less if they do that to burn their time and they'll get desperate. But I realize at this point I'm playing against a more seasoned veteran, and I remember that he would probably rather run out of time than give himself away. So I go ahead and take the shot. I figure I'm just being rude at this point and see what happens. And I was definitely right. So the reason I'm hesitant, though, and like I said, I was being kind of, rude with the crosshair, is there's many times that I've seen a statue swap happen. And so I'll keep my crosshair on them and I'll watch the room as I'm following the person, and someone else will do something. Especially the fact that I'm following someone. So that's happened many times. So that's a habit I developed. But I was pretty sure at this point it was him. So I went ahead and do it. But I definitely missed that bug. And if I don't hurry up and memorize those statues faster, someone could have gotten away with that statue swap and bugged that person within moments. And there's nothing I would have done or could have done. So I got 2 out of him right away. 2 shots in a row, sniper shots in a row. Made me feel really good because I don't know if you guys know Sawchuk, but he has a pretty honorable score here. So next up on the spy, I think I lose in this one. I think I lose both of my rounds. So I do a clean transfer. So the first thing I do is I grab a book. I pause. Make sure I hope no one records that laugh. All right. I call it a clean swap because it was a good swap. It was clean, right? This is what killed me though. Is I went to do swap, and I did it too early, and I think that it's just going to be hard to pull swaps over Chuck's head. So that gets me killed. You really gotta pick opportune moments to do swaps. The best way to do them is wait till the crowd's on that side of the room. It's patience, and you can run out of time, but sometimes waiting for those opportunities will cause them to arise more often than not. Than if you rush to take the opportunities, you'll just end up losing out. So it's kind of a, do you want to take it right away and see what happens and risk it, or just move forward and wait for the opportunity and miss it? I've learned that wait for the opportunity is a much more highly likely probability than just taking for it. 8th run through. This will be unsatisfying for me too. You can see right away the way I walk. I mean, that was it. Your way you move is a huge tip-off, especially for veterans. I have trouble seeing those movements, but man, these people who've been playing for a while, they see those stuff. That becomes very obvious. I mean, I see some of them, and that was way more than obvious. I've learned a lesson quite a bit is let the AI spy take over. Let him get you to a spot that you could stop at. I mean, that's it. Wait till he gets to a spot. Hopefully you learn some lessons from here. Again, these are just lessons I've learned. Hopefully you learn from my mistakes. You'll make them too. And hopefully you make the mistakes and learning from me, it'll be easier for you to learn. All right.